Look, she's the dumbest congresswoman ever elected to Congress, and she proves that every day. And look, bottom line is, I can't believe any member of Congress, Republican, Democrat, Independent, would want to educate criminal illegal aliens who are in the country illegally, been convicted of a violent crime, and have been ordered removed by an immigration judge after due process at great taxpayer expense.
He is right about one thing there. All of this is a great taxpayer expense. But other than that, he was wrong about literally everything that he said. That's not what AOC has been doing. That's not even what Border Patrol is doing. Oh, tracking down the killers, serial killers, cannibals, and getting rid of them. That's not what is going on. And we're gonna give you the actual numbers. Even the way he described the people they're going after, they're here criminally illegal. No, like, be honest. I know that it doesn't sound as cool to say they're here civil violationally, but that's at least accurate. That's what they violated, a civil ordinance. And so he wants you to believe that AOC is trying to help mass murderers, super villains evade ICE, but that's not what's going on. So we have some initial data. This is provided by ProPublica and the Tribune, shows that from Inauguration Day through the first days of this month, there have been at least 14,000 immigration arrests. Dear God, 14,000 serial killers. No, around 44% of them were people with criminal convictions. So, we almost got to the halfway point of people who have any criminal convictions whatsoever. So the majority have nothing. And of those who do, the 44%, half were convicted of misdemeanors. And so look, are there some people there that committed actual, like real crimes, felonies, like Donald Trump committed? Yes, there are a few people like that, but it is a minority. It's a minority of a minority. Weird that Homan didn't mention that. It's almost like he wants you to turn against AOC based on some BS. And that's what he's doing. Now, she apparently saw not only that interview, but the many times over the last week where Homan and others have been saying the DOJ should investigate and possibly lock up Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because she's just accurately telling people what their rights are. And she's not backing down. She tweeted, "This is why you fight these cowards. The moment you stand up to them, they crumble. Homan has nothing. The Fourth Amendment is clear and I'm well within my duties to educate people of their rights. He can threaten me with jail and call names all he wants. He's got nothing else." And honestly, like, a dude like Homan, who's barely stumbling and bumbling his way through a softball patty cake interview like that, can barely get through it, calling AOC the dumbest member of Congress. I am not gonna stand for this Marjorie Greene erasure. You put some disrespect on her name, Tom Homan, and mention her and the many others. Louis Gohmert, you could mention a whole bunch of people if you wanted to in that list. They don't dislike AOC because she's dumb. They dislike her because she's not. Because she's right in general, but also in particular in this case. The advice that she and other activists and politicians and communicators, people with great platforms, community leaders have been providing to migrants is accurate. That's what's so frustrating to Fox. They would love nothing more than if AOC was actually breaking the law because they want to get rid of her. They don't want to mess with her in 2028. What is the bee under their bonnet is that these are actual rights that people have. And that is really irritating to an authoritarian regime. They don't want that sort of thing to exist. Neither the rights nor a representative who actually cares what happens to people. So Viviana, we're gonna dive in a moment into some of the instances of how this mass deportation is actually working on an individual level. But what do you make of this fight between Homan, the border czar, and AOC and these threats of possibly locking her up?
I mean, you're hilarious, John. I'm not surprised that his title is kind of forcing him into this really hateful rhetoric of calling undocumented people illegals again. That's just par for the course point. He may have mentioned Marjorie Taylor Greene's name because he was like, humana, I don't know what he said. He was calling, he mumbled dumb. I couldn't understand his mumbling. But we're gonna see a lot of this. This is something that has always been pushed against. If you go back into the time of Cesar Chavez, that was one of the main things of that movement, is educating people about their rights. Whether you're documented or undocumented, you have rights in this country. And that's part of what makes America great. Before, now, I'm not good at the tense, but you're gonna see a lot of it. It's really sad, not surprised.
Yeah, not surprised. They're so frustrated. she's going out. She's telling people their rights. They have it on a little card or whatever. And as Skittlebutt Dragon Ras points out, she who saves her country breaks no laws. That's what I'm hearing. Now, obviously, she's literally not breaking laws, but that's also true. And by the way, people occasionally tune in like for the first time since a month or two ago, and they'll ask what that counter is. And in case you want to know how many shows we have until the next presidential election, but very soon it'll also be an accurate count of how many references I make to that Napoleon quote. So everyone buckle up for that.